My wife got an email, and the beginning part of the email made it sound like the chicks would be here any day. Thankfully, that's not the case. If it did happen, not the end of the world, but we are trying to get the chicken tractor all ready, so we'll be fully prepared by the time they come. All right, gonna make my cuts. Hey, let me know, what do you think, Homestead community? When people wear mics like this, is it distracting? In the content creating community I'm part of, a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's probably okay for when homesteading, making YouTube videos. But let me know, leave me a comment below. Is it okay, or would you prefer that it was hidden? But anyways, here we go. 28 3/4, or I'm sorry, 1/4. All right, let's see how I did. Perfect. I forgot to mention, the reason I'm cutting the piece of wood in half instead of just going all the way across on the chicken tractor is just to use the wood that we currently have. We don't have one long enough that goes all the way across, so I put the piece of wood in the middle so I can cut, in this last example, 28 1/4. So it'll work for us. So essentially all I'm saying is there's other ways to do this, and use what you have. We're trying to use what we have, and that is why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. All in all, I am very happy with how this is coming together. Yes, it's not ready. The hardware cloth is actually not fully attached yet, so there are some things we still got to do. Framing's coming together well, so I think the next step is going to either be hardware cloth or to figure out this last end. I think we're just going to do some more hardware cloth. But we could put maybe more wood down. The thing is, we want to keep it light, so that's the issue with adding more wood. It's adding more weight, you know. I got the roof done, at least the frame part. I'm going to put the hardware cloth on top, and then we will go from there. What'd you get?
A giant sweet potato.
That is a giant one. Woo! Congratulations.
Thanks.
Good job. Good job. Good job, bud. All right, I am actually at a standstill at the moment. What I need is a multi-tool, which I'm going to borrow most likely from my father-in-law to cut these screws off. And the reason I want to do that, I could hammer back and forth, but I'm going to use a multi-tool just to hopefully have a cleaner cut. Hopefully a better, less likelihood of damage to the structure. And then I can continue stapling the wire. One potential area of concern is if a raccoon or heavier animal got on top of the wire, because of how it's stapled underneath going up, if their weight would push down on the wire, and make it snap or break. So we'll have to look at that before we say it is, without giving our, before we give our stamp of approval, rather. So just some things to think about as we finalize the structure. I think someone's laying an egg. All right, guys, let me show you the tractor so far. Made some good progress. So the top is done. It's screwed down. I added some additional pieces of wood to keep the wire down. On this side, so we have access, I added this lock here but when you unlock it, which I'll show you, well, let's do it now. So here, if we need to get a chick or if we add some other stuff, this will pop up so we can access this side as well. So all we have left to do is staple the wire to make it a little more secure and then add a front door. So that's what I'm going to be working on now. All right, one concern that I'm having now is if we take this, put it up here, and it's maybe a little short, even if I made it a little longer, my fear now is that if we have this door here that snakes would be able to get in. Again, we have not seen a snake, but we've never had a structure on the ground like this, and would that invite some snakes in? They could get the chicks. So I think I'm gonna need to talk to my wife, get her opinion on it, or if we need just to put wood here and block it like we did the other side and just have the one entrance on top. Well, it's not 100% complete. What do you think of this simple design? P.S. I used all material, all wood was wood we already had. When you homestead, use what you got. You don't need to go out and buy professional looking structures to accomplish your goals. Anyways, follow along for more tips, homesteading, vlogs, and more. All right, change of plans. We are going to add some wood and wire, but it won't be a door on where the door was going to be. So that's what I'll be working on now, and I'll show you the finished product or nearly finished product in just a moment. Hey, you do not eat twisty ties. Those are mine. What do you see? All right, guys, the tractor is essentially done. We're gonna end the video with the as-is condition. So here it is on the front, secure there. There are some zip ties there. Just we were using the extra wire, so we cut it and we got it to work. But we obviously had to use the zip ties. So just finished adding boards underneath here. This was the reason I did this primarily was in case raccoon or a possum got on top and they put pressure. There's an additional board here which will offer that support in case the staples gave out, and so the animal wouldn't fall through and get our chickens. So it's a safety precaution here. I do need to get my grinder, gonna borrow a grinder and cut off the excess nails just for that reason. And the extra roof material that I was hoping to use it wasn't long enough, wasn't cut right from previous use, so we used the tarp. This side does still pop up, so we can get access to the chickens that way. And then I did add a little support beam there, but we can clip on the heat lamp, which we actually have over here right now. So all in all, I think this is going to work out well. There's a few things we still have to do, which potentially, if you are interested, I can show off the official finished product once we get the rope attached and it's all grinded down and everything finalized. But hey, they're in there, it's working for us, it will work for them, and we should be good to go. But if you have questions, leave me a comment below. I'd love to answer those and discuss further.